When you look into my eyes, what do you see? As far as I'm concerned, I don't see the cult of personality. I don't see the best in the world. All I see is a man who is hurt, old, and tired, and he works with fucking children, which is by far probably my favorite quote out of that entire media scrum. CM Punk is all out at this point. He is pretty much gone in and done with all elite wrestling. Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer, all those guys basically reported that AEW are currently in talks to buy out CM Punk's contract so that he won't be coming back to the company. Basically, the quote here that says those with close knowledge of the situation said they are in talks with Punk about a buyout of the remaining years of his contract, which tells you that they are not looking to bring him back. The holdup right now is set to be non-complete, period. Now, we talked about it in the short the other day. CM Punk's butt boy, the dog biter who bit Kenny Omega, Ace Steel, is out of the company. He's gone. And, I know, granted, we kind of saw this coming, CM Punk potentially not coming back, about a few weeks after the All Out situation. So, honestly, I'm not surprised, really. I mean, Punk, that entire AEW roster, well, most of the AEW roster. I'm granted, there's probably a few guys and gals on the roster that has no problem with what Punk said, or let alone doesn't have a problem with Punk coming back even after everything that transpired. It's just most of that locker room don't want him back. They don't want him back. They don't want to work with him. They don't want to see him backstage. They probably think it's in the best interest for CM Punk and even AEW as a company to part ways. And honestly, I mean, it wouldn't be too shocking after everything that went down at All Out, which, by the way, after looking back at it, yes, both sides were wrong. All right, both sides were wrong. It wasn't just, there's no villain. Actually, there's no hero. That's the best way to put it. There's no hero of that whole All Out situation. What happened? It was a situation that just went completely under the rails. It was completely out of control. Both parties were just, it was just crazy. Mayhem. So yeah, man, so CM Punk is pretty much done, man. So for all those talks about him coming back to the company, guess that ain't happening. I mean, unless you want to still think that, but it looks like he's pretty much done for. But that's not the only thing that was talked about. They also talked about here that obviously if the non-complete is an issue, it's about interest in going to WWE because there's no need for a non-complete. Otherwise, because no one else but AEW and WWE can pay him close to what he was making. There are those in WWE who have been very negative towards him in the past, but it is a wrestling war, and the optics of looking publicly like they have taken Punk from AEW would be very significant. I do not see CM Punk coming back to WWE any way, shape, or form. I just don't see it happening. Like, yeah, you can throw in the fact, but there's money on the table, bro. It's business. I mean, look at it in Punk's way. I mean, the dude literally said in his first promo back in 7 long years that, why, I apologize to all you for staying in the same place that made me sick in the first place. Like, why would you want to go back to the company that not only made you sick in the first place, that damn near killed you, but the same company that killed, quote unquote, killed your love for professional wrestling? Hell, look at the dude who's taking over WWE right now. CM Punk and that dude who we all know who I'm talking about, they can't even be in the same room together. They don't like each other. They don't like each other. They hate each other. They can't stand each other. So what makes you think that CM Punk is going to all of a sudden come back and cooperate? And I can even argue this. Most of that roster probably don't even want to work with Punk. I know AJ Styles literally said a few years back he does not like CM Punk, the wrestler or the man. So what makes you think Punk, who ain't even at a huge elite level like he was in a 2011, into 2013, is going to all of a sudden come back and, have banger matches and put over go over guys like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes and which is probably one of the main reasons why Cody left AEW in the first place. Guys like Gargano and Roman, etc. You know what I'm saying? So I highly doubt that. I think, again, I do think that Punk is done in wrestling. I feel like he's just gonna go back and sit on this couch in Chicago. The dude is pretty much set for life. He's still doing that MMA commentary for that, UFC mid promotion, whatever that thing is called. He's got a beautiful wife in AJ, April. He's got a dog in Larry. Punk is good. He doesn't necessarily need professional wrestling, and professional wrestling doesn't, well, then again, after that drastic UFC run, maybe Punk does need pro wrestling. But wrestling doesn't need CM Punk. WWE doesn't need CM Punk. And AEW don't need CM Punk. So CM Punk's good, man. But, yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed my video, man. Remember to subscribe to the channel. SmackDown and Rampage review tonight, y'all. And so, yeah.